You guys have been asking for it and we're gonna deliver. We're gonna be doing super incredibly cheap budget computers and we're gonna let the wheel decide our fate.
We may be in the middle of RAMageddon, but we're still gonna do our wheel spin challenge with some really tight budgets to see, can we build some budget PCs in 2026 that can still do some gaming? Welcome to our wheel spin challenge. We're gonna spin that wheel to determine what game we have to play, what FPS target, how much money we have to spend, and of course, there's always gonna be a caveat to make things even more difficult on us. But to pay for these PC builds, we gotta hear a word from today's sponsor.
Hey Matt, are you building a gaming PC in 2026?
Yeah, even though PC parts are very expensive right now, you can actually save a lot of money on your Windows activation to get good price to performance.
How? Isn't it like $200 for Windows?
Not with today's video sponsor, GVGMall. They're our go-to option when activating Windows on any gaming PC.
Oh duh, GVGMall. You just use the link in the description down below, pick your version of Windows, and then add it to the cart.
Be sure to use our exclusive discount code TB20 to save 25% off your Windows license purchase, which will get your cost down to $26.
So once you purchase your key, the code is then digitally sent to you, and then all you have to do is go into your settings, find the activation settings, and then copy and paste your Windows key, and then boom, it's activated.
The big things get at GVGMall for sponsoring today's video. Now, let's dive back into it, shall we?
All right, Jonah, who do you want to spin first?
Today's Matt's turn.
Today's Matt's turn? That's a little rude, Jonah, but all right.
Let's see what I end up getting. Budgets, by the way, we're looking at anywhere between $400 to $275, which could be quite painful. Let's go ahead and spin here.
That's a big range too, because when you're spending this little amount of money, every 25 bucks counts.
$325. That's not a lot of money in today's PC building space, I'll be honest with you. But let's go ahead and see what game I have to play. Obviously, this is very old school Toastybros. We're going back to the esports titles, but we also have Warzone in there, which is pretty demanding. But we were trying to be reasonable with the games you could play on a PC like this. We want to be able to achieve these goals somehow. So let's go ahead and shuffle and spin her up. What game am I going to get? Overwatch 2. Okay, Overwatch 2? Well, it's now Overwatch, right? It was Overwatch 2 and now it's just Overwatch.
I get CS and Overwatch mixed up. I'm like, are they both 2 now or do they go back to 1? I don't know.
It's just Overwatch. So Overwatch, we're gonna play that. What kind of FPS goal? Because I mean, Overwatch can be pretty CPU bound. We just tested it on a live streaming setup and it really hits the CPU hard. So I'd be curious to see what I have to do. Hopefully it's a lower FPS target. Oh,
we get 75.
75.
Barely.
I almost had 60. That would have been so nice. Okay, all right, let's go back. All right, so caveats, the ones we have is we basically get $50 more, minus $50, or I have to complete both game challenges or get some upscaling. RGB NIA is also an option as well. The whole complete both games means whatever Jackson gets, I also have to complete that challenge as well if I land on it. So let's see, what do we get? Oh my God, we get that.
Complete both games.
We complete both games is what I have to do. So whenever Jackson spins my PC, that I have a grand total of $325 to spend to play Overwatch 2 at 75 FPS, also has to play whatever his game is at whatever FPS he's doing. So
let's hope I get a really hard to play game.
Let's see.
All right, give me big dollars. See, I don't like having to try so hard on these. Okay, it's gonna give me almost the lowest budget of $300.
$300.
Yeah, no, that's cool. Okay.
That's cool, that's fine. The viewers wanted ultra budget, they're gonna get ultra budget.
You know, go and give me Call of Duty Warzone, even though I'm banned.
Yeah.
I'll just,
yeah, you'll get my account banned. Oh, he's going home. He's going he's going to his home.
Apex Legends, baby. Yeah, I'll be playing on my main for that.
Now we're sure we mentioned it, by the way, we're looking at 1080p medium settings as like the base preset, whatever game we play. Oh, okay.
60?
I think this is doable. I think this is doable
60?
for sure. So that's also what I have to do as well. Apex Legends 60 FPS. What's the caveat?
Give me a plus 50.
Oh, he needs RGB in his build.
This is actually like a legit caveat because, like, I'm not gonna build a custom. I mean, more than likely.
No, it's
so I have to go out of my way to get RGB.
So Jackson, you have $300 to spend. Apex Legends, the game he plays the most. He's a grinder. 60 FPS on average, and he needs RGB for his build. Let's get to shopping, see if this is gonna be painful.
All right, guys, it's 2026, and it's ultra budget build challenge time. And as you guys know, my budget's pretty low, $300, and we don't have any limitations on like where we can shop, how we can shop. My only caveat is that I need to have some RGB in there. As usual, it doesn't say how I need the RGB, so I could just get like RGB RAM Actually, that's a horrible idea right now. But obviously, 300 bucks doesn't leave us a lot. We really do need something that's full size in all honesty, because if it's not, I mean, I'm only going to get a low profile card, and there's not very great price performance in that market. This one's already catching my eyes. So this one's a little bit different. It's a Dell Optiplex 7070 instead of the 7071. I don't really know what the difference is, but this one comes with an i5 9500. Oh, wow. This is actually 4 sticks of 4 gigs each. That's pretty cool. So it's going to run dual channel. We don't get any word on what the power supply is. That makes my next decision a little tough. But you know what? Let's keep perusing. Let's make sure we don't see anything better. I will say this one might be a little bit closer to my budget. It is a slightly older CPU though, which I don't love. I'm kind of thinking, just so I don't drag this on too much, I'm kind of just leaning one of these. So it's safe to say the 7071, what's cool about that is we can get a better power supply like we did for that PC video we just did with the $425 or $450 build that we put a RTX 3060 Ti in. We're not gonna be doing that with this one. Oh, and I forgot, and I need to have some aspect of RGB. Oh man, I might have to go with the 8th gen system. Yeah, this one's way cleaner looking, and I mean, it's dual channel RAM, it has Windows 11 Pro already. If I get a card that needs external power, I'm also gonna need the SATA splitter. Why are 1650s like the same price as 1660s? That makes no sense, dude. Ooh, here we go. 1660 Ti for 107 with free shipping. What would that put us at? Would that give us enough for our SATA cable and our RGB? So this is this is gonna be goofy, but it's USB powered. I already feel like there may literally only be one extra SATA, if that. $297.93. That's with shipping. Let's go ahead and check out, and hopefully Matt can't beat us in this challenge.
All right, guys, it's now time for me to shop for my PC. I have $325 to spend, and based on the fact that, well, the budget that we have, obviously we're gonna be going with the whole pre-built upgrade option. I'm gonna look up some keywords. Let's look up Lenovo P520. These things were meta for a long time, but the problem is they're workstation PCs that are getting, way too expensive. I cannot swing 325 bucks. I'm gonna realistically need some with storage, or I'm gonna need to spend a lot less on my overall system. The biggest thing with Optiplex is they need to be full tower and they need to be upgradable, but the downside is these newer Optiplexes don't have good power supplies, so you either need to go something pretty low power and do like a SATA adaptation and be okay with that, or you're gonna need to get something that doesn't require any external power, which is gonna cost a lot of money, like 30, 56 gigs off the table, not gonna happen. Let's look up, here's a little hidden one. So let's do Dell XPS. These are ones that people don't really think about, but the XPS line is like a workstation line that has a decent power supply in it normally, which allows you to add a GPU, or they already came with GPUs. Like, I mean, look at this one right here. 150, the 8930, a 9400, 8 gigs of RAM, 256 gigs SSD for 150. That's not bad. I feel like there has to be some better options though. This one looks pretty good. Looks like we have room for a GPU. We got to see if we can see if the power supply has the power connectors we need, and that looks like an 8-pin. That looks like an 8-pin. It does. So it's a 460 watt, but it comes with a 6 and an 8-pin. It comes with both. We have 165 left. We're gonna go cheap on the storage. How big is Overwatch nowadays? 26 and 60 gigs, about 50 gigs of storage. How cheap can we get a 512 2.5-inch SSD? $43. This one, X400. Let's try this one. That leaves me $120 for my GPU. What can I get for 120 bucks? Think I'm gonna swing it. This might be my best bet. This might be the best deal I'm gonna get. 8-pin for power, pretty compact. I think this is gonna be my one. Let's add it to cart. Everything it looks a little too perfect. It does. I feel like there's something will go wrong. Oh, I should probably get some, just in case. If I'm gonna spend my money and not lose this challenge dramatically, I should probably get a SATA to 8-pin adapter. Is there anywhere I could see some RGB? I don't even think you could see. Okay, you could see a little RGB right there. SATA RGB strip with adhesive tape. One strip. 322, and I have my adapter. I'm secretly feeling pretty good about this, as long as the fitment works. At the very least, this PC is going to be jank as hell, and the side panel is not going to go on. Let's ball. Let's absolutely ball. All right, we're going to check out and see if I ended up with a overall good experience. All right, guys, all my stuff is here to build my PC, and you saw during my shopping section, I was feeling pretty confident with the PC that I found. Let's go ahead and make sure everything works here, because obviously this will all fall apart if nothing fits. So let's get this PC unboxed. All right, so once again, this was a Dell XPS 8930, which we paid a grand total of $159 for, which came with that i5-9400 and the 16 gigs of DDR4 memory. Now the big gamble here, and oh God, we got packing peanuts. I love these. The big gamble is we gotta make sure that we got the right power supply, but also I gotta make sure our GPU is going to fit. Oh no, this is gonna go everywhere, isn't it? Oh no, I hate packing peanuts. Here, I'm gonna dump these out in the trash. They're still gonna be packing peanuts, but it is what it is. Here she is, ladies and gentlemen. Very well packaged, by the way. Shout out to the seller who packaged this thing up because it looks like it's in pretty solid condition. And the grand reveal. Okay, she's a little scratched up, but I mean, cheap office PC to be expected. A lot of packing material, which you love to see. And here she is, the Dell XPS. Let's open her up and see if we got what we paid for. All right, this should be a quick release panel. Oh, it has a screw on it. It's a quick release with a lock. Okay. LTTstore.com. Use our affiliate link down below. All right, lock, remove. Okay, so the inside of this thing, as you can see, pretty decent condition. That's what we need right there, that GPU power slot right there. And oh, look at this. This is exactly what I need. We have an 8-pin right here and a 6-pin. It's a little weird, but this will be what we need for power, so we're good there. That adapter I got is unnecessary. Let's move this cover and swing, baby. Oh, there's some dust bunnies in there for sure. But as we can see, we have our 2 sticks of memory. We're good there. Our little tower cooler, which is looking a little crusty, I'm gonna be honest with you. Definitely wanna clean that out a little bit. Our PCI slot, I am noticing, is broken off. So the lock itself, see this right here? This lock is broken, which, is what it is. I should be able to still get good enough force holding it in from this lane right here, or the 2 lanes, but just something I gotta keep an eye on. Shipping wise is not gonna be amazing, but who cares? Okay, so my GPU, once again, went with the 5600 XT, which is kind of a strange choice, but in terms of price to performance, given the budget that I had at $325, it was actually pretty good value here, especially the price I paid for it, because we're kind of getting like RTX 2060 level performance, but cheaper. I think I paid a grand total, let me get a refresher here, it's been a little bit, shipping did take a while. I paid $99 for this. On average, 2060s go for about 120 to 130, so power draw wise, this one's a little bit worse, but it should give us very similar performance, and that's really all I'm gonna need to play Overwatch. And the grand reveal, here she is. Now she's really basic looking. She's an OEM single fan card, but 8-pin for power, that's important. We have that 8-pin daisy chain. Looks like video out, 3 DisplayPort, 1 HDMI, not too bad. And yeah, I mean, this thing might run loud, it might be kind of hot, but it's gonna fit in our system. And that's all that really matters right now, ladies and gentlemen. Remember that PCI clip I was talking about? Look what I found inside the case. It just broke off. But anyways, we're gonna blow this out the best we can with our little Blowmatron. Oh, that's weak mode. Fast mode. Beautiful. All right, so we're gonna check our CPU real quick. I think we'll change the thermal paste. I feel fine with the GPU because it's not incredibly dusty, but also it could be thermal paste that hasn't been used very much, so it could be bad, but we'll see. We'll see where that goes. I really just want to change out the thermal paste on this and also see if we happen to get a surprise on the CPU. Okay, oh yeah, I'm glad I checked that. Also, there's a crap ton of dust under this cooler, which is lovely. Let's go and clean off our CPU. I'm gonna verify. Yep, that's a 9400. Look at this stuff, guys. This is gross. Don't breathe this in. That's pretty good. And let's get this cooler back on. I think she's in a much better state. Still a little dusty. All right, let's install our graphics card. Here she is. Should slot in nicely. This spot right here. See, will this actually shut properly? Heck yeah, I will. Where is the 8-pin? Plug her up. Perfect. Now the last thing to get this thing up in gaming, I have This SSD, gosh, the market we're in right now, having to buy these 2.5-inch SSDs. This is an X400 512 gig SSD. We're just gonna use this tray right here, which I'm gonna assume, this is a slightly modern system. This should have an SSD mount on it. Slightly modern system, no SSD mount. Love that. So what we'll do, a little weak adhesive, that on like so. Go ahead and get the data cable. And then the power also is plugged in. We are in, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see if this thing works. All right, we wiped her down a little bit. It is now time to power her on and see if she works. Okay, power's in, it's quiet. Oh, did it post? You can barely hear that thing running. This is when I have Windows on it, really. No, it's checking for a media presence. Let me see. CB fan's going, GB fan's going. This thing's just whisper quiet, but as you guys can see, it's checking for a media presence right now, which means there's no Windows on it, but it posted, which is good. Let's go ahead and get Windows installed on it. Remember when I said I didn't need to repaste the GPU and it's probably fine? Well, look at this 30 mark benchmark. Yeah, I think we're gonna wanna repaste that GPU real quick because that thing is running really hot. And also you might see, I didn't get the GPU I paid for. I bought an RX 5600 XT. What I got was an RX 5600 non-XT, which these OEM cards I should have known is not an XT model. So it is a cut down version that's actually less than what I paid for. So let's just get the thermal paste going and see if that helps. There's the thermal paste, a little crusty. Yeah, it is pretty bad actually, isn't it? This should help, hopefully.
All right, gamers, it's been a little bit, but you guys know I got my build right here, and we had a little bit less money than Matt. We only had $300 while he had $325, and when you're talking low budgets, that extra $25 can actually go a long way. Let's go ahead and open up the PC that we got. So inside this box, I'm pulling out my Dell Optiplex, which is pretty funny. We just can't get away from these things, huh? This is the Optiplex 3070. The one we just did recently, I think, was a 7071, if I remember correctly. A little bit more powerful than this one. The hope is that this thing works out of the box and actually comes with enough power to power the graphics card that I bought. So that's what we're about to find out, because I don't have a whole lot of hope that I'm not gonna need some adaptation. But I ended up paying $179 for this PC. That's shipped and everything. And it has a i5 9500, which is a 6-core, 6-thread. The video we just did had an i7 version of this. It has 8 gigs of RAM because, well, this build's called the RAMageddon build, isn't it? And then, of course, we got a 256 gig SSD with Windows 11 Pro. Plenty of room for Windows and Apex Legends. I always appreciate that. So, side panel comes off real easily. You gotta open this cage right here because it looks probably a little scary and compact on us. So let's go ahead and let's take that off real quick so I can really show you guys the inside of this. Sometimes there's a clip to open it, sometimes there's not. This one there was not. So we have a DVD drive here. We actually got a Western Digital NVMe SSD. This is gonna hurt. I don't know if I knew this was a single stick of RAM. I may have known that. I remember this took me forever to actually buy this because I was kind of nervous about something. Underneath here, we have our i5. We probably won't even mess with the thermal paste unless Matt did. I can ask him real quick. And our power supply, I remember looking it up, and this specific Optiplex could not come with a nicer power supply. I'm a little nervous about the 8 gigs. I don't think getting medium settings in Apex is gonna be a problem with only 8 gigs. I really don't. But you know, it's fun to anticipate, you know, what could happen. So here's my RGB. I think I bought this for like $4 and some change. And what's funny is I didn't know if we were gonna have enough SATA. Now I'm a little sad, this is gonna look a little jank. This is USB powered, USB-A, so we're gonna have to run this cable, maybe out of one of the PCIe lanes, I don't know, somewhere where it's gonna plug into the back. Now here was my answer to the graphics card you're about to see in a second. I bought this for a few bucks. These right here, or actually this, because we only got one it looks like. This is a SATA to 8-pin adapter. A PCIe lane will provide up to about 75 watts of power, and then a SATA can comfortably power up to like 25, 30 watts. So the idea is I have a somewhat lower end graphics card that shouldn't pull much more than what the lane can provide. So that's kind of the goal here, is that this graphics card will be able to run off the lane plus a little bit of additional SATA power that's going to be adapted. Now, in terms of old, because this right here is a MSI 1660 Ti, and as you can see, it does require one 8-pin. This is cutting it close. I don't recommend you do this at home. Matt and I have done this many times. We've never actually had anything catch on fire or anything crazy. Hopefully we still get lucky today. You know, 300 bucks, 1660 Ti with an i5 9500, that's actually pretty good on paper. That's gonna be able to play more than just Apex. So let's just go ahead and start putting this together now. All right, I did just check with Matt. He actually did do new thermal paste. So I'm glad I asked because I kind of assumed that he wouldn't have, but I gotta do new thermal paste now. I can't be at a little disadvantage, you know, because of temps or anything. Actually, pretty new thermal paste, but I've already taken it off, so we might as well throw some Arctic on there. Yeah, I'm curious if Matt actually needed new thermal paste or not as well. Hey, it's a good chance to... Oh, no way. I ended up getting an i7 8700 in here. Did the front say i7 on it? No, look, it says 8th Gen i5. I got an 8th Gen i7 in mine. Dude, I just got lucky. That's really cool. You know, I kind of wish that the listing was wrong and I got dual channel RAM instead. I would have been happier with dual channel RAM and like a 8th Gen i5, but this is cool. I got an i7. Well, you know what though? That also means it's harder to cool. Nothing better than a fresh tube of thermal pasta. I actually got a pretty good amount in there first, and I probably don't really need much more, but hey, with an i7, I would rather be safe than sorry and have a little too much thermal paste that kind of oozes over. And now that I know I'm balling with an i7, man, I feel like I'm just flexing now. This is great. Let's go ahead and get this guy set up. So we'll put it on the one that's closest to where the cables are coming from. The good news is these are pretty thick gauge, so I feel pretty good about that. Hopefully, coming through our board, we can get enough power here, but let's go ahead and grab our graphics card. Almost lost it. And this honestly could probably use a little dusting, but it's really not too bad. So it's not enough dust to make any difference in temps is the way I'm gonna put it. I also just realized this is hecka bent, so I'm gonna have to, let me show you guys how to fix this real quick. Oh, wow. I've never seen this before. Whoever took this card apart, there's supposed to be springs in here. The person did not put the springs. Let's see if I can get a better angle here. There is literally no springs holding pressure on this card. That is really bad. Wow. I'm gonna have to go to the drawing board here for a second and talk to Matt and see if I should, I don't even know if I guess I can find a parts card and steal some springs off of it, but that's bad. I hope that the person didn't run this card for very long like this, because that's, I mean, yeah, this thing is not gonna make contact with the die. Be right back. Okay, well, I talked to Matt, and obviously we kind of want this video to go on, so I'm gonna attempt to fix this, but this is horrible on this eBay seller. Even if this thing does work, like in its current state, which I hope it does work, it would overheat 110%. Like there's no ifs, ands, or buts. Without the springs on here, which as you can see, it only has the little, like the silicone grommet to kind of, it's like a washer just to make sure that it, you know, help you without shorting stuff. Without those springs, this thing has no tension on it. So we have this card here. This is from a Temu PC. It's a GT 730. That's not even a real 730. It's like a rebranded one. So we're gonna try with that. But nonetheless, they're here. This thermal paste, I mean, if it's not coming off on your finger, you know it's old. I mean, we're gonna put these new screws in, or at least the springs onto my old screws, and we're gonna hope that we can actually fix this thing, but this is, I mean, that's insane, dude. So I can just get this spring off, it'll work. See, the springs have like a little lip that they rest on, but it's metal, so it's not super easy to just get it off. All right, there's one. Let's go ahead and try, before I get all these off, because it's gonna take me a minute. Let's see if this works. Oh yeah, these babies are going to work. Don't try this at home, kids. All right, hopefully we're back in business. You know, this is just a great example of you know, the people who are always hitting us with the, I just don't get why anybody would ever pay someone to repair or like build a PC for them. This is why. There's people like this that exist. People that just don't want to do the research and they don't really care to be, you know, thorough, and they'll do stuff like what I just had to fix. And hopefully we still have a working card, like I said. Ooh, this is really tall. I'm either gonna have to, let me try for a second here before I go bending, but I might have to bend this metal up temporarily to get our GPU in. Oh, hold up. Hold up, or we better have perfect fitment here. The good news is we don't have a DVI. If we had a DVI, this would not work, or like a VGA. Oh, we got the front, okay. All right, so we're really close. It's because, oh, there we go. There we go. And now our bracket obviously is a little bent up, so we need to kind of, actually, you know what? I think this top's bent a little bit. I'm just gonna take this, kind of bend it up a little bit, because right now it's not letting us like fully seat the card. Get this bracket back in that decided to fall out. There's the only downside with like these Optiplexes and Lenovo's and HPs that have like the quick change, you know, is sometimes these bracket, like see that now it's trying to pop open. Yeah, sometimes screws can be nice to have, you know. Let's see if we can get a coarse thread screw to go in here. Oh, it's going in. I don't know if the metal bracket's gonna close after I do this though, so we're just gonna see. Okay, so what we'll have to do with this will get held in once we close the case. Oh my God, is this gonna be? Oh, Jesus Christ, dude. I've ran into my next problem. Okay, how do we, we're gonna have to cut this. That's really the only way we're gonna remedy this. So I'm going to, I'm gonna grab a Sharpie. Oh yeah, this one's letting me go. Boom. Look at how professional. Yeah, like I said, it's not the prettiest. You could get fancy and maybe come up with like a nice 3D print or something that makes it look a little nicer. But, let's see, I think we're on right now. Okay. As you can see, this is still a little close. You could probably cut a little more, but hey, it's making the card very sturdy, so that's cool. I just thought about it, is the side panel. Oh man. All right, so Matt's actually gone for the day, so he has no clue that I'm doing this, but we have this kind of cool, like, hammered black finish. We've used this on a couple other PCs, and I'm gonna paint this because we got, like, bare metal, and it's just not pretty, and I don't know. I mean, I want this to look good. You could count this against me, say I lost. I'm gonna win in the looks department. So I figured while I wait for the paint to dry, I was like, well, technically the PC should be ready to turn on and make sure it actually works. So let's go ahead and do that. Nothing is blown up yet. This is a good sign. One thing I just thought about, I don't remember if my remote came with my remote. I meant RGB. Did my RGB come with the way to, well anyways, the RGB is working. We'll figure out that control part later. It is currently displaying out from the graphics card. Now, will it hold up to gaming, an actual load? I don't know yet, but I'm glad that the PC works. So i7-8700, 1660 Ti. I feel like Matt might have some trouble keeping up with this one, but we'll have to see. I'm gonna let those parts dry with the paint and everything, and then we'll be ready to game. All right, it's the next day. So there is our really cool hammered paint. I gotta say, on the front plastic, it looks pretty sick actually. The lighting's not the greatest. Let's go ahead and pop this on. Hey, not bad. I normally kind of hate my spray painting skills, but today they're not terrible. There's not a whole lot of like excess or orange peel. This is pretty smooth, like it's not gonna cut anyone's hands, which is nice. All right, let's try it out. I got the RGB strip looking a little bit nicer too. It's a little more organized now. Usually these side panels are like horrible to get on perfectly. All right, this thing actually kind of slaps a little bit now. It's probably hard to tell on this camera. Maybe Mikowski can get some B-roll, but the new paint actually looks really cool. It's not too far off from like OEM. I mean, here's original, here's new paint. So it looks pretty cool actually. I kind of wish now that, you know, I had cut these a little bit more, which I guess I could always go back in here now and cut this a little more. Because I feel like my cutout looks really nice. I mean, it's a little crooked. We're gonna ignore that. But down here, I feel like I should get rid of a little bit more of the metal just to make it a little bit cleaner. So I might do that, but hey, here's my completed build. And we're in Windows and we got Apex Legends downloaded. We're looking good. All right, it is the big reveal. So we got Matt's PC there, we got my PC here, and you had 325 bucks, yep. I had 300 bucks, and I had to have RGB.
There we go, baby. And lifts. Washa. Oh, the Optiplex. The Optiplex is back.
Yours looks like an Alienware. What the heck?
It does look like an Alienware, doesn't it? So.
Isn't it? Oh, XPS. Okay.
So Dell XPS. All right, tell me about yours real quick. Because wait, hold up. What is going on this side over here?
I like how I was gonna ask about yours. I'm like, why did they do this?
Yeah, I don't even know about that.
Okay, so I had to do all this because my graphics card was too tall and too long. Okay. So not only would the drive cage, which I don't even, have you seen inside?
I haven't seen the inside
really
of
seen
it
any of this
yet.
yet.
No, let's see.
You gotta keep in mind, I had my panel off the whole time.
Yeah.
I'm working on it and I go, oh crap. Not a big deal, right? I can just cut.
A little cut. Yeah, we've done that many
cut into
times.
this, whatever, and I put this tape over just to keep it a little cleaner. And then I was like, done, yay. But then I was like, wait a minute. Oh my God, well the side panel's not gonna fit. I didn't think about there's no bulge. So then I had to Dremel the side panel. We didn't have any cutoff bits, so I had to go all the way to Lowe's just for Dremel bits. And so I did that. RGB. I didn't know.
It's out the case RGB.
I didn't know if there was gonna be enough USB ports.
Okay, alright.
So I did this. I also ended up removing this whole bracket because I don't know, the graphics card wasn't sitting very well. So I ended up just getting these coarse thread screws in, and honestly, it is very sturdy now. Yeah, it is USB. That's pretty goofy, but it works. It's got little buttons on it.
Nice.
I got a little lazy and like realistically, I don't know, dude.
It has RGB.
I spent hours on this thing.
It's the requirement. It has RGB.
I spent hours on it, but it's cool though. I feel like I got extra airflow. So now for my parts.
Yeah, so what we got?
I ordered an i5 9th gen PC.
Okay.
I ended up with a 8th gen i7, which you guys saw when I was cleaning my parts. So 6-core 12 thread, fun fact, it did not have hyper-threading enabled, so it was a 6-core 6 thread. I enabled it, it's working fine. It
happens all the time with Optiplexes.
Yeah, weird. New thermal paste, because I know you said you did yours, so I did new thermal paste. My GPU, just to be transparent, I did show Matt my GPU because I was like, I don't know if my challenge is gonna work. It was fine. I stole springs from the Temu Elsa GT730. I took the springs off of those screws.
That GPU didn't deserve it anyways.
That's kind of what I was just like, we're never going to use this thing. So
was it 1660 Ti?
1660 Ti, it's an MSI, I guess Ventus. The 8th gen i7, only one stick of DDR4, 8 gig. So, and I didn't do X-Lite this time. I did a normal Windows install Windows because 11. I just was like, I don't think I'm going to need it. I mean, Apex at 60 FPS medium settings, this should be totally doable, even with 8 gigs. So I did paint this. That was totally optional. It was just an aesthetic thing. Technically, paint cost money, but I didn't need it. I just thought this was ugly. Like the way I cut it, you could see all of like the spots I miscut.
Good thing there's not an aesthetic category, because if that was the case, it would be disqualified. But it really doesn't change the performance at all if you make it look a little more aesthetically pleasing.
It does look good, though.
It does look better.
All right, so what do you have there?
All right, so when I was planning my build, I was thinking like, I feel like we need to go down the rabbit hole of these office PCs that we don't really think about. I was thinking, what about the XPS line? Like the XPS Dells. We normally see those very often because they normally have pretty decent power supplies. You can upgrade them. This was a Dell XPS that I got. This was probably the best deal I got out of everything. It came with 16 gigs of RAM, an i5 9400. The power supply comes with an 8-pin power.
Okay.
8-pin power, ready to go. And I paid $150 for it.
Is that cheaper than mine? Yeah, I paid $180 for my Optiplex.
This was probably the best deal. It was really rough. Like, it was pretty gross. But, as you said, first thing you mentioned, it looks like an Alienware. I think this is like the exact same shell that Alienware uses, because it's the same hinge system. Same hinge system. And you can see I got dual channel memory, got my CPU cooler here. It was really dusty.
You have a Radeon graphics card, that's OEM.
I do. I was going for a 5600 XT. Reason being, because I saw this for $100. It was 99 bucks. And I was trying to get in that like 2060 level GPU, but those are like 130. So I was like, I can't swing that. So I went and got this OEM card for 99. And I was like, this is perfect. Let me get this. Come to realize it's a 5600 non-XT, even though they listed it as an XT.
Which I think, if I'm not mistaken, I remember we've looked at these. Those only really came in OEM style, if I remember right, and they're a little cut down.
They are. It's like a little bit less on the wattage and the performance. I'm a little disappointed by that because it's probably not going to be the 2060 level that the normal 5600 XT is. So we'll see how it does in games. I think it'll still be just fine because I'm really happy having the 16 gigs of memory and the i5. I would like to have an i7, like randomly get an i7.
Yeah, I got so lucky. Dude, your power supply is huge.
I have a huge power supply. I don't even know which wattage this one is because
I only have 260 watts.
I remember if I looked up this model, there was one that came with a pretty low wattage power supply, but it still came with an 8 plus 6 pin. It's an 8 plus 6, which really just threw me off. But the XPS line, they normally all had GPUs in them.
It was funny too because I counted on you going a workstation. I was like, Matt, I know he really likes the. See, I'm kind of more of like, I like the compact office. Matt really likes the workstations. I was hoping you would get a worse deal because of that, but that's really good.
I was really looking at like the usual P520. Those are all really overpriced right now. Like they're so expensive. So I really just got lucky on this one. SSD is just a 500 gig, 512 gig Samsung drive. Yeah, it was separate. It was adhered to this, but now it's not. We don't have normal double-sided adhesive, so I grabbed some that was just in there that was like really cheap, and I tried to stick it to the actual tray. But clearly it's not anymore. But
no moving parts.
No moving parts, it's fine. But I actually, and then it's somewhere over there, I had extra money. I was in like a little over 300, I had a little extra money, and I was like, I can't really do any other upgrades. So I went and got an RGB strip, but it just showed up literally today. Like it wasn't even ready yet. So I could add RGB to it, but like realistically, I don't really think there's gonna be much shine through. I mean, I guess a little bit right here.
Yeah, you got the side panel.
Yeah, so that'll get added in probably in the B-roll. You'll see I'll have that RGB strip in there so you guys can see that. But in terms of performance, I'm feeling pretty good about obtaining both goals in both games.
I feel good. I think we both did really good. I think we did better than we thought we'd be able to do. I think we're both going to get our challenges, and I'm curious to see which one's going to be better, because your GPU on paper should be better. My CPU should be a little bit better. But obviously, AMD, hey, that's before they had ray tracing and everything, so who knows?
All right, let's get to benchmarking and see if we can achieve our goals.
Alright guys, we are playing Apex Legends on my PC, and currently we're at 1080p, and we're kind of running like this. You can't do all medium settings, but like some high, some low, and then medium, whatever we could do. And I mean, we're looking like we're getting way more FPS than we need. My 1%'s just
not
gone.
there.
We'll figure that out. But the average is what is the most important part here.
Yes.
And we are getting well above 60.
Well above.
Which honestly, even once I saw the price, I was like, man, Apex is just so easy to run. Like it runs on almost any. Oh, why am I going back up?
Oh
no, it just runs on almost anything. It just runs well.
Very well optimized for AAAs in terms of the esports. Obviously, slight stutters here and there you could see, but as long as you're above 60, I mean that's the target here. You can build budget PCs still if you can hunt for these office PCs. Not as easy. A lot of these sellers are obviously charging way more for these office PCs than they used to, so you got to know where to look. But if you can find them, you could still do cheap builds in 2026.
Free kill.
Oh,
I'll take it.
Oh, you got one though.
Hercules.
CPU's maintaining 4.2 gigahertz. It's dropped down a couple times. Was under full load.
What's the watt meter, Sean, pulling right
watt
now?
meter is you're pulling a bunch of kilowatt hours currently. Let's see, 205 watts.
Oh wow,
that's
I'm close-ish. I think I have 260. I'll have to double check that.
That's pretty fair.
I really do. In this GPU, we're not even near. We're barely just pulling over what the rail can do.
Yes.
Like the PCIe lane.
Yep. So you're just a little bit over. Your GPU is at like 80% usage. So maybe in other games that will be more GPU bound, potentially.
This guy can't hit me. I'm crazy. Oh my god, why did he come up here? My teammates saved my life. I don't know, these SATA cables, I told everybody, I was like, don't replicate this. I was like, we don't recommend it at home, but like, we've used them a lot and we've really not had much issue.
No.
And we've done worse. I mean, we've done like where we had 2 8-pins before with like 2 different SATAs, I feel like we have a pretty good baseline because we've done this so many times of like what's actually dangerous and what's not. No! And it's been giving me threats.
You about to get banned, boy. It's on his personal account. You can't ban my account.
I was just saying, I've already gotten banned on COD, so I'm like, I can't. This is the only other game I play, man.
What will he even do with his PC? His 5080 would get no use.
I'm going to single player again. There's no way I'm real. I'm not real. Yes.
I mean, your 5080 is probably pretty chilling. Do you have like do you have the 144 on Apex at home, or you have the 300?
I actually don't know.
See, there
I
you
play
go.
on Steam, so
if it's on Steam and if you didn't do it,
144.
I was gonna say your GPU is probably sitting at like 40-50% usage the entire time playing Apex.
Yeah. I never really took my temps. My PC gets hot, though, I'll tell you that, because there's just no airflow. My power supply is basically in its own chamber with no airflow as well, so.
Love it.
Oh, why am I healing? Oh my god, dude, this gun, it just has no ammo. Look how much damage I have, dude. I can't move.
Whoa, your CPU hit 99 degrees.
Did it really?
Well,
that's good.
It's great.
So that's how you know I'm utilizing it.
That's how you're using it all. Hell yeah.
I put MX7 on there. I wasn't messing around. Oh my god.
Oh, no scope, but not dead is insane.
Come on. Come on. Come on.
Ooh! Give this man the Kraber.
Call me Sniper Elite. Oh, I passed my challenge. Now Matt has to play Overwatch and my game and get good FPS in both.
I think I can do Apex. The Overwatch one, we'll see what my CPU can do. All right, guys, we are now in Overwatch on my PC, and we're currently running the following settings. Again, we're running the medium preset, which if we go to graphics quality is medium. We're not running any upscaling, we're running default here. So medium preset is like medium low with one high setting randomly. Go ahead and hit page up. And averages are looking good. 1% lows are a little low. That's what I was a little bit concerned about with this CPU just being a 6-core, 6-thread in an esports title like this. But the 75 FPS, we're there, baby.
You know, my 1% lows could have been that low, and I just never had them up, so it's hard to say.
Oh, goodness gracious. Hey, team, you want to help me out here? I want to push up.
Yeah, your temps are definitely better than mine. The i5 definitely favors the stock cooler a lot more than my i7 did. And that's kind of the theory, is maybe someone purposely disabled hyperthreading on mine, so mine ran like an i5, so it didn't get as hot.
Yeah, potentially.
But I was okay with it.
Oh, we're doing our job quite well currently.
Watts you're pulling. I'm pulling 184 right now.
Not bad, not bad. 8-pin for power, holding up pretty decent. Oh God, my teammate's dead.
Yours didn't have anything sketch going on with it. Everything's proper.
Nothing sketch. I would have gone the Sata route if I found a better deal, but when I looked up XPS and found this one, I was like, the price is actually pretty good, and I don't have to go sketch. So I'm ready to get hogged. Huh! Oh, damn it. Pretty balanced utilization for the most part. Nothing's really maxed out. I had to let it sit in the menu for a decent amount of time to actually get rid of the whole like hidden shaders that Overwatch has, because it was at like 100% in the menu, and I was like, I am not loading in until that settles down. And now that it's settled down, it's looking pretty good. Oh, that's a one tap in there. Oh no, I missed my hook. Oh, I shouldn't have.
Dang, Lucio got you.
I tried too hard there. Team, hold on. I have, well, almost my ult, and I'll be back, I promise.
Dude, your team's all women. Even you.
Hell yeah. Even me. No.
Don't forget your perks. Left alt.
Oh yeah. Oh no!
Not alt tab.
I hit Windows key. Oh no. Oh no. Oh,
I shouldn't have said anything.
Oh God. I'm gonna be dead now. The team's like, what happened, Roadhog?
No, your team's got you.
No,
with the
yeah,
heals.
we're good.
You're like still moving.
Chain hook. Ooh, yeah, I'll take 2 ammo for the hook. Oh, hello. All right, here we go. One shotgun on me. Let me correct this problem. Yeah. Get back here, peanut butter. Yeah, get out of here. Oh, there, I was almost gone. Don't hit Windows key. It ruins your 1% lows.
Oh, they're all back. They're all on point.
Oh, team.
Oh, they're trading. They're trading people.
I'm coming.
Run.
I'm running, hog. Oh, Roadhog, get there, boy. You're needed.
Oh, yeah, you guys got it.
Let's
Dang, you weren't even there. They said we don't need them. We don't need
Hey, 188 average, 1% low in the 50s. I did minimize, which would have impacted my 1% lows, but that's looking pretty good. Now let's see what Apex runs like.
Well, I'm glad I was recording that because it just crashed. I already caught wheel again. This is part 2. It is crashing, so I just want to get this on camera again. And there it goes again. It's like instant. It's like an instant just. It's not even like a crash. It's really rough.
Let's ignore the fact that I did not have GPU drivers installed. Overwatch was great without them.
Look at how big his mouse is, his cursor.
My cursor is. The drivers were from 2024. It was the Windows drivers. So it worked in Overwatch, but I'm thinking that's what's going to fix this, but we'll see. And also, I'm not even going to wait for the second part shaders to load. I'll let that finish in game, even if it keeps my FPS lower. I just want to get in. I need to see. Oh, I got the 60, ladies and gentlemen.
All right.
All right, that's it. See y'all later. Yeehaw. I'll get a couple kills here.
I see yours is running better than mine, because you're at the cap. I don't think I was most of the time, was I?
No, I think you were a little below.
I was like 120s to 130s. And
Yes.
this map's bigger, too, so I would think this is more demanding. And I guess that makes sense. A 5600 should be between what, like a 1660
Ti and
Ti
2060. So a little faster than a 1660 Ti. Same amount of VRAM.
Your CPU is newer and you have more RAM.
Yes.
So I think all those things combined, it makes sense. You had 25 more bucks, so I think it's scaled perfectly.
It's lasered. Let's say kill. Lasered, yeah. Not anymore.
That's an insane Wraith portal strat
I
there.
don't know what was going on there. Hell yeah.
You have it now.
Oh, all right, that's valid. And this is running pretty valid. I mean, not too bad. We seem to achieve both of our goals. Oh. And not too bad. Again, even though it's RAMageddon, you can still build budget PCs for esports titles, and these PCs would still be capable of playing some higher-end games on lower details, of course. So let's go ahead and wrap this video up and talk about our 3D Mark scores, which is the last variable we did for price performance.
Alright guys, well we finally made it. We got through our challenge, and of course Matt's PC, pretty straightforward. Mine took a lot of modification, but I think at the end all be all, Matt was able to run both games. I ran Apex, so we actually got way above what we actually got for our challenge.
Realistically, we could have ran some tougher games as well, but we honestly thought going into this it was going to be really difficult to get good price performance PCs because everything is so expensive. But if just with a little bit of deal hunting and knowing what to look for, you can find PCs like this that you can plop in a GPU still and get good gaming performance in esports titles and even some higher end games if you want to. But we ran one last benchmark, 3D Mark Time Spy, so we could see our center point for each system. My system got a total score of 6,385 with a GPU score of 6,635 and a CPU score of 5,263, which ends up being a 5 cent per point score.
And then of course I also ran 3D Mark Time Spy. I got a total score of 6,210 with a GPU score of 6,385 and a CPU score of 5,378, which at $300 is also a 5 cent per point. So that basically means we both just did a really good job. We both definitely hit the head on the nail. We got really good performance for really cheap, and it turns out we didn't even need all that money. We could have done it with even less.
So if you guys want to see us do another challenge where maybe we make the games even more demanding and maybe keep the budget somewhat similar, let us know in the comments down below. Or are there any other games you want to see us build PCs around? A little bit of spoiler, if you look on the setup here, there's a certain helmet up there we might be doing one of these challenges for very, very soon, so stay subscribed for that.
But we hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure you check out our other 2 YouTube channels and also our twitch.tv/Toastybros. And do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
See you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.
So these PCs will actually be for sale at PCBros.tech. Even when we modify the heck out of them, we give a good disclaimer and then we sell them.
PCBros.tech. You know what you're buying, you know what you're getting, and you're going to get a solid price with good price to performance. Use code Toastybros on checkout. You will save 3% on your next purchase. See you guys later. Bye-bye.